Welcome back to bazookatraining.com. Today's episode is powered by Hayabusa. It's all about low kick defense, but not your traditional way of blocking with your shin. I'm giving you 5 different ways to make sure to avoid the low kick, or if you're gonna take it with the least amount of damage possible. All right, in today's episode, we're talking about alternative ways of blocking the low kick. For me as a kickboxer, the #1 way is gonna be getting your knee to your elbow, blocking with your shin. Ideally, at the lower part of your shin where it's the strongest, right? That's what we want, ideally, because 1, it's not gonna hurt my leg. 2, it could hurt my opponent's foot by blocking that way. So I always reference the point, toes out, get that block on a 45, whether you're blocking a calf kick or a low kick, it's gonna help you to be able to block it safely. But a lot of times now with mixed martial arts, distance is changing, a little bit more fear of the smaller gloves. What's happening now is we're gonna have to rely on different alternatives than taking it. Me as a striker, if I sit here and block a kick, I'm stationary, I might allow a good wrestler to come in and to grapple me and to take me down. So I wanna stay long as possible when we're in mixed martial arts. But same thing in kickboxing. You might be fighting someone like a Bazooka Joe who watches all my videos, who's subscribed to bazookatraining.com, and they're gonna be attacking your legs and you're just not good enough at blocking them. So let's start with the 5 different ways that you could avoid and take the low kick. So, #1, okay, this one might be a little bit more obvious, and this is why I'm starting it. It's movement and understanding distance. If I'm a stationary target, my leg is there, right? So ideally, if I know someone is boxing to try to set me up, I'm gonna move my feet and do that triangle step we keep talking about, right? The triangle step, when it comes to low kick defense, is the most important. Why? Because I'm pulling my front foot out. And this way, when I pull my front foot out and I'm in a square neutral stance, what happens is the kick goes and then I can come in and counter, or I'm safe. But if I leave my lead leg standing there, they're gonna catch it and it's gonna hurt. A lot of times a good low kicker might attack the leg with a high shin, but if you move a little bit and leave your leg there, their instep is still gonna hit your leg. It's still gonna hurt and do damage. So, right, we gotta be able to move. But if you can't move, this is where the second point really comes into play, is making sure when you do take it, you put your weight on that leg. If you get hit with a low kick and your leg is very relaxed, okay, what's gonna happen is gonna cause a lot more damage. So instead of standing tall and relaxed, I put my weight on the front leg, I flex my quad as strong as I can, and at least this way, when I take the low kick, right, my foot is strong, it's in the ground. A lot of times people take low kicks and they let their legs spin out of control, and then they get hit and they have to run. You always wanna be in a position to be able to attack. So if I'm gonna take it, boom, see my head comes forward, I put my weight on that lead leg, flex the quad, and this way I can take it as much power as I can, right? So boom, strong leg means better defense, okay? It still might hurt you, okay? And there's a lot of subtleties that go into sitting on it, so this brings up point 3, which is my toe position. Now, if I sit there and I'm in a bladed stance, right, with more of a side stance, if I sit my leg there, my knee is pointing the way it's gonna kick, it's gonna collapse my knee inwards, and I don't want that. So if I'm going to take the low kick, I like to make sure my toes are pointed out slightly. By having my toes pointed out slightly, it just puts my bones in a better structure to be able to take that kick. So by sitting on it and making sure my toes are slightly pointed out, it's just gonna allow me to kind of take that angle away from the low kick so it doesn't hurt. If I leave my leg straight, a good low kicker knows that he wants to land on the right part of a shin on the right angle. So I'm gonna change that up. I'm gonna jam it, toe slightly out, and that's gonna allow me to take that kick and put my leg in an angle where it's gonna event more damage than anything, okay? Now, the 4th thing, right? My leg is still there, right? Ideally move, can't do it. Weight on the leg, toe position out. Now, what I'll do sometimes, it's like the punches. If you jam the strike, you're able to shut the power off, right? I'm gonna give you the example of a punch because it's used more often. A good punch, the power comes in the last 2 inches with that extension in power. But if someone punches and you jam the punch from mid-range or the midway, what happens now is there's no power and they lose it. So, 1, weight on the leg. 2, positions out. And 3, I'm gonna jam it. So as soon as I feel the kick, I'm gonna bring my leg in, and this way I'm on the inside. Now, as they're kicking, a lot of time their hands come down. So if I step in, jam it, and be able to punch and push them backwards as they kick, they're not gonna wanna be able to do that, right? So it's gonna throw them off balance, and I'm not gonna take any damage with my legs. But this sets up perfectly the fifth thing you can do if you can't block the low kick, and that is drive your rear straight right down the middle, fast and with good timing. So as soon as I see the leg goes, you got to think, my opponent at this point's on one leg, right? I got two legs, I got a fast right hand. So as soon as I see them open up, boom, I drive that rear straight right down the middle, okay? Now, what it's going to do, even if the low kick lands, right? When you throw a right hand, what do? You sit on the lead leg, you put weight on it, and you got to step in, which is all the different points I just brought up to you, right? If I'm not punching with a weak leg, when you throw a nice right hand, weight's on that leg. So if you're going to get hit while you're throwing a right hand, one, the low kicker is going to be pushed off balance, and anything, my right hand's going to land and do damage. A lot of times you might even get called, scored a knockdown because they're kicking, they're off balance, they fall down. One, you shut down their low kick and may even get a knockdown with that last and fifth and final point. All right, so quick recap for you. Yes, ideally when it's kickboxing or MMA, blocking with the shin's important, right? Turning the foot on a 45-degree angle, blocking right, that's the ideal. But fighting's messy, timing is different. You might be a better boxer than a low kicker, right? You might not block as well. Me, if you're gonna fight me, I'll be honest with you, you know I'm gonna attack the leg, but my timing is so different than most people that I'm gonna land it anyway. So again, if you're gonna fight someone like me, it's important to use these 5 different strategies. One, ideally move, right? But if you move, if I'm a good pressure fighter, you might have to, rely on these other 4 that I brought up, okay? So put weight on that front leg, toes positioned slightly outside, jam it ideally, and if that doesn't even work, you might as well do it all and drive that rear straight down the middle. All right, I hope you understand and learned a lot from today's episode, which was powered and brought to you by Hayabusa. Check out the description below at hayabusafight.ca.com, as well as we have Perfect Sports Nutrition. Use code Bazooka20 to get 20% off of your order. And we have bazookatraining.com for only $9.99 a month. You get me as your coach, and you can do your workouts anywhere in the world. We have bag workouts, home workouts that require no equipment. We have sparring tutorials and sparring drills, all right? So subscribe, and we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's gonna give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're gonna be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed, and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions, and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more, so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.